first stage of a fire is the incipient stage. So you have ignition. The incipient stage is the initial stage, and the fire is easily controllable with an extinguisher. Growth, rapid increase in fire area. So that can be either straight up a wall, along a carpet, running out of the gas tank of your car if it catches fire. Heat and gases are produced by the fire. This is where you get a large volume of smoke and a lot of heat coming from that. And sprinkler heads limit fire growth. Sprinkler heads are set at a certain temperature. And in this building, they're all covered by these little discs that are in the squares. Those are your sprinklers. They're set at a different temperature. So if in industry, if it were set at 300 degrees, you would have blown sprinkler heads all the time. But here, they're probably set at a lower temperature. So because you don't have a large volume of heat in this building. In the fully developed stage, also called a flashover, it's near simultaneous ignition of all combustible materials in an area. Yes, everything can burn, it just has to get hot enough. So here's the incipient stage where there's a small fire, it's growing, it's spreading very slowly. Once it gets to an area that has the perfect balance of either fuel, oxygen, or heat, it grows rapidly to where you get flashover and the fully developed stage. The final stage of fire behavior is decay. So either oxygen's out, the fuel's out, the chemical reaction is interrupted, or there's no more heat. So like a campfire. That's the easiest way I can explain it. As a campfire, you start it, it burns all the wood, and then it stops because the fuel's taken away. If you discover a fire, we're going to use the RACE acronym, which is rescue. Rescue the residents in immediate area of danger only if you're physically capable to do so. Now, there will come a point in time, potentially, I hope it never happens, but you may have to evacuate a resident and not be able to go back for another one. So I'm not saying pick and choose, but get as many as you can out without putting yourself in danger. Because if it takes four staff members